Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with another one of my budgeting videos for the month of January, and for today's video we're going to be focusing on my sinking funds, which I have already here in my January monthly budget. If you guys have not checked out this video, go ahead and do so. I typically get my January budget spread up first, and then we move on to my sinking funds, and then the video after this one will be my cash envelope stuffing video, which I'm really excited about. I have new cash envelopes for the month and I can't wait to finally stuff them because I just want to be ready for the month to begin. So let me go ahead and zoom in for you guys so you guys can take a look at the amount that I have set for my sinking funds, and the amount for this month is going to be $935. So where I set up my sinking fund, which is on the very first page of the month, right next to the quote page. And this is kind of a weird page. It's longer than the other pages, which I have no clue why they do that, but I'm still gonna make it work. So let's see, I'm gonna take this washi and I'm just gonna get right into it. I've added a couple of new categories for this month, which I am excited about. Well, I added in reality just one, and I've changed one of my categories into something else, which I'm really excited about. I've talked a little bit about this with my patrons a couple of weeks ago, I want to say. So I don't know if they remember, but I'll go ahead and let you guys know what the change is, of course, to which sinking fund and what I'll be doing. Now, I always get a ton of questions about sinking funds, so I want to just explain to you guys what sinking funds are really quick to me. In particular, to me, sinking funds would be having small little savings for specific categories that are going to be coming up in the future or within the month. It really doesn't matter, but what I like to do is I like to save for specific categories that I know I'm going to have expenses for, and then this way, once the time comes to pay for something, like I want to say Christmas, like Christmas just passed last month, of course, and I had a Christmas sinking fund and I stressed about it so much that most of the patrons that I have one-on-ones with have decided to incorporate that into their budgets. So with Christmas, I started saving, I believe, starting from last April, and it was in the beginning not really big amounts. I want to say like 20-40 bucks, but of course as time got closer I decided to put a little bit more, and as I saw my situation and I saw that more people were going to come, I added more and more money for that. Now I have quite a few sinking funds, and of course you really have to see what it is that you are going through in your situation and what things you have going on. Like, I know a lot of people do car insurance, car maintenance. I personally also do my car payment in there, and I like to have other things like entertainment, adventures, date night, and medical. In particular, I really like to prioritize the sinking funds that I'm going to be putting money into. So for sure, off the top of my head, I know that I have to prioritize my car insurance and car payment, and the reason I have to do that is because I pay for that on a monthly basis, but I still like to keep, let's say, extra money for my car payment in there just to cover at least 2 months worth of payment. And then that way, let's say an emergency happens and I don't have the funds to be able to pay for my car payment, I'll be fine because I have 2 months worth of payments in here. So that's sort of how I've treated my sinking funds, and of course you can do whatever it is that works for you. I know a ton of people have different sinking funds for literally anything that comes to mind, but the ones that I have are just a couple that I really have enjoyed having, and I honestly don't have, like, let's say, all the money in the world to be putting in my sinking funds either. So you really have to once again prioritize that when adding money into your sinking funds and really choosing the sinking funds that you want for yourself. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it because I feel like I've been talking way too much. So my very first sinking fund that I have here is my adventures. And for adventures, this has anything to do with either, I don't know, traveling, let's say, in the future, or just adventures that I go with either my boyfriend, my friends, or anything like that. My beginning amount is $59 for adventures, and I will be adding $60 this month. Next up, I have Amazon Prime, and this is a sinking fund because I pay for this once a year. So for this, so far I have $70 saved up, and I will be adding $10 more. This is usually what I add every single month, and I believe I have my payment due, I want to say sometime either June or July. I always forget, but I should be a-okay with that. I usually split that with my parents because they do use my Amazon Prime account quite a bit as well. Next sinking fund that I've added for this month, which I'm really excited. The main reason I wanted to add it is because my birthday is actually coming next month, and I realized that I never created a sinking fund for birthdays in particular, so I am starting that this month. So the fund is going to be birthdays. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I like to put all of my sinking funds in alphabetical order. I just like how it looks. So the beginning balance for this is 0. And for this month, I'm going to be adding $60 to birthdays. Next up, I have my car insurance. And for this, I currently have $50. And for this, I will be adding $300, which is my usual payment every month. Next, I have car maintenance, which my car will have to have some maintenance done this month, I believe. I think I have to get an oil change. And for this, I am beginning with $120. This is what I've saved for this sinking fund so far. And then I'm only going to be adding $10 because I don't think it should be all that much. I think the maintenance that I have to do should be covered with this. So I thought $10 was enough, especially because I have to obviously prioritize other sinking funds for this month. Next up, I have my car payment. And so far in this sinking fund, I have $539. And I will be adding just $200 for this month, just because with the $500 that I already have in there, which was, I don't know if you guys have been watching from last month, but I ended up combining my car tags and my car payment sinking fund together. So that's the reason there's so much money in there. But with the $200 that I have here, that should be enough to cover for 2 months, so I didn't have to put as much as an actual 1 month worth of car payment, which is nice. Next, I have date night. And for date night, I am starting the month with $43. And I will be adding $30 to this fund for this month. Next up, I have my entertainment sinking fund, which I am starting with 0 because I did take my cousins out bowling one night. And for this month, I'm going to be adding $50 for entertainment. Next, I have my medical sinking fund, and for this, I am starting with $59. Now, I believe next month is the month I'll be having to repurchase my one-a-day contacts that I got back in October, I think. I haven't been using them every single day. I try to use my glasses as well, just so I don't run out of them as quick as I would if I would wear them every day. But I've calculated sort of the amount that I'll need for next month, and I've divided it into 2, and that means that I have to put $65 into this for this month. And then last but not least, my last sinking fund that I'll be adding for this month, which is actually going to take the place of my Go Wild sinking fund. If you guys don't know, I was planning on going to Go Wild, which the tickets go on sale this January. And to be honest, after really thinking about it, and even after some of you guys made me think about it, that I could possibly make that a business expense, that I was going to sort of to like network with my businesses. I honestly thought about it, and I just made the decision that I didn't want to go to it anymore, just because it is a ton of money that I would have to spend on tickets to go there and just other stuff that I probably could save for this next category. So all the money that I've saved so far for my Go Wild fund is going to transfer onto this sinking fund, which is my Peru trip sinking fund. Now, I've made one of these in the past. I actually think I had one in 2018, I want to say, when I went to Peru for the holiday season. Now I am starting this Peru trip sinking fund once more, just because you guys probably don't know this because I haven't really talked to you guys about it. I feel like I've told my patrons, but my grandpa, which I'm super close to, is turning 80 years old this July, and I definitely wanted to save some money to purchase my Peru ticket. So I am going to be combining whatever I had in my Go Wild sinking fund, which that was a total of $255, and I think this is going to be much better for me because I definitely love spending time with my family and visiting Peru. I love being over there, to be honest, with everyone, and I think this is such a better idea because honestly I probably would be struggling trying to come up with money for both the conference and for my Peru ticket. It's just too much, to be honest, for me. So I'm glad that I'm making this decision. So for this category, I'm going to be adding $150 for this month, and then hopefully whatever I add into next month will be enough to buy my airplane ticket. So those are all of my sinking funds for this month. So let me go ahead and take my totals little section here. We'll add everything up, which I just realized that I didn't add any of my variable or fixed expenses in my budget spread, so I might just do that in my cash envelope stuffing video. For my beginning balance, that is going to be 59 plus 70 plus 50 plus 120 plus 539 plus 43 plus 59 plus 255. I am beginning with a total of $1,195. And then for this month, I am adding 60 plus 10 plus 60 plus 300 plus 10 plus 200 plus 30 plus 50 plus 65 plus 150. That is a total of $935 that I'm adding in here, which is what I budgeted for in my January monthly budget. So everything looks good, and I don't do anything for what I'm subtracting as well as what I'm ending with, because that is all for the end of the month. So whenever I do my budget results for the month of January, you guys will go ahead and see that. So now I'm going to just separate my actual funds from my transaction log. So how this works is, since I've been saving money into these sinking funds, this really doesn't have much to do with my monthly budget. The only thing that really has to do with it is that I am budgeting that money that I'm going to be putting for the month, but I've already saved all of this from prior months. So any transactions that I make from any of my sinking funds, I do put in the same spread as this. I don't have many sinking funds, like I always say, so I really can get away with just having both my funds as well as my transaction log in one page. But of course, if you have more funds, then I will suggest you do it on 2 pages. But I don't usually really spend money from my funds unless it's like something like car insurance or car payment and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to be having there. Okay, so I went ahead and made my lines, and that is how my sinking fund spread is going to look. Now, of course, as you guys know, the day that I set up my sinking fund spread is the day that I also stuff my sinking fund system, which, if you guys don't know, is this little coupon folder divider, which I've had for so long. I feel like I've had it for over a year now, and this is where I keep all the money for my sinking funds. I really like this system just because I have all of my sinking funds in here all together, and I do go based off of cash. So let's say if I were to go to a particular place to, let's say, spend my entertainment sinking fund, then I will then just put it in one of my cash envelopes from my shop. But aside from that, everything just stays here, and I really like having it in here. Of course, I will leave a link for it down below if you guys are interested. I know this is not everybody's cup of tea, but this is just what I do for my sinking funds. So I'm going to go ahead and stuff them because I do have all the money here. So let me go ahead and set everything up. Okay, so I quickly just had to get my little thumbnail picture in, but I am going to get started. The first category that I have here is my adventure sinking fund. So like we said, we are putting $60 in here, and let me just zoom in just a tiny bit. So I'm sorry if you guys can hear my family in the background, by the way, as well. So let me do 20, 40, 60. feel like I had a better way of doing all of this the past month, but it's okay. We'll make it work. And this is where my adventures little tab is at. Next we have Amazon Prime, which I'll be putting $10 in there. Amazon Prime right here. There you go. Next I have birthdays, which this is a new tab, which I don't have time to do it right now actually, but I will do it later with my label maker. So it's $20, $40, $60 for birthdays, and I'm just gonna put it on an empty little tab, which is my last one right here. I could take card tags out as well as go wild, so I might just do that as well once the video is on. Sorry about that, guys. Next I have car insurance. That's $100, $200, $300 for that. So let me put it right here. Next is cart maintenance, which is getting $10. Next is my car payment, which that is getting $200. So 1, 2. Car payment. In the back. Next is date night, which is getting $30. So let's do 20, 30 for date night. Next, it's entertainment, which is getting $50. So $50 for entertainment. Here, which is empty at the moment. Well, not anymore. Medical is $65, so that should be this. So we have 50, 60, and 5 for medical. Which I'll just put in the back and then I'll rearrange later on. And then last but not least, we have my Peru trip, which that is $150, which is the money that I have left over. So everything works out. And I think for now, I'm just going to put it in the little Go Wild tab, because that is going to take that place now. And I'll go ahead and just change up the labels in a little bit. But with that being said, that is pretty much all that I have for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, please don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already, and make sure to tap on that notification bell twice just to get notifications whenever I upload a new video. Let me know if you guys have any questions about sinking funds or anything about budgeting down below in the comments, and hopefully I will get to see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.